thank you so much for joining me here on Messy Girl Crafts. My name is Ashley. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome home. Today, we are going to be whip and chatting. I have my Drills and Chills 2025 project on my table right now. This is Embrace of the Pumpkin by Kikowah from Munimade. And let me just, I know I literally just put all this on here, but I'm taking it all off because I have to just show it to you. It is so, it's like glittery. It's not even sparkly, it's glittery, okay? It's so pretty. These are round drills. Can you, I hope that that's translating in the camera. Do you see that? Oh yeah. She's gorgeous. This is Sally and Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas, allegedly. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And as I've mentioned before, at least I told a couple people, I am kind of like motoring on this kit right now. Hold on, is there a drill that it doesn't need? Oh, there were two drills on top of each other. But yeah, I'm like moving really fast on this project. As you can see, I am on the last row and it is only October 13th. And we're going to work on this section today, this bottom corner, but this has been so fun to do. So when I started working on this project, I pretty much was single placing the whole thing because my one complaint about this canvas is so it's hard to say, I don't want to say gapping necessarily in that there's like, there's no other way to say it. There's a lot of gapping here, but only if you try to multi-place without focusing on straightening it a lot. Like, I was single placing pretty much a majority of the top of this canvas because I felt like if I multi-placed, I would have to straighten out every individual drill anyway because of the gapping that I was experiencing. But for some reason, I've kind of gotten the hang of it. And so now I've been multi-placing a lot more, which is probably why I made so much progress on this canvas towards the bottom, and I've gone a lot faster. Plus, there's like a lot more of these like color blocking sections here. But like here, let me show you up close, and we'll do like a whole review when I finish it, but I just want to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. I'm trying to see where the best place would be to show it to you. I don't know, maybe in Zero. It's hard because I can't see what you guys can see, but I can try. Do you guys see what I mean? I single placed a lot of it though, so it could look a little bit better than I think it does. I don't know. I just feel like the drills are very separated. Maybe in the purples you can see it better. Yeah, like look in that color blocking section up top. The drills just feel kind of far away from each other, but I've realized that it feels like they're closer together in one direction and then further apart in another direction. So when I was trying to multi-place vertically, it was a hot mess. But once I started multi-placing horizontally, it was going a lot better. So I feel like specifically, and it might just be the fact that I'm using like a Diamond Art Club 8 placer, but when I multi-place sideways, I usually only have to adjust like maybe the last one or two drills. But if I was multi-placing vertically, it like does not, it just isn't it's not good. It's not great. Yeah, like in person, I'm seeing it a lot, and this shoulder's like a great representation of what I'm talking about. Can you see? Do you see that there? See how it's like very distinctly separate sections like that? When you pull back and look at the canvas as a whole though, holy cow, this thing is freaking beautiful. So it's not like, you know, I can't get over it. I just was like, I was kind of nervous that I wasn't going to be able to go as fast on this, but then I figured it out, and I've been multi-placing horizontally, and it's gone a lot better. So what am I doing? I have this canvas. We talked about it. Round drills. Loving it. Almost finished with it. Hopefully I'll finish it this week, to be honest. I might even finish it tomorrow. Who knows? Lofty goals. I have this really pretty Crafts with Crashley cover paper. So if you are interested in purchasing cover paper, I'm obsessed with Crashley. She's the best. This is Rainbow Stardust. That is the kind I got here. And I only have 3 more papers left. I can actually probably put this one away because I'm working on this section and I'm definitely going to finish it tonight. The hard thing with cover paper is once you do put a decent amount of drills down, you really can't like use cover paper that much because it slides off because there's not enough sticky exposed and the drills kind of pop it up. But when you're just like getting ready to work on a section, like how I have it like over here, this is perfect because it just keeps it nice and flat and you're not leaning on it, and it's great. I have my tray, my new Drills and Chills tray. I am so in love with this tray. It is so cute. This is from Bijou Bliss. I'm obsessed. And then it does say Drills and Chills 2025 on the side. And the top is glow in the dark. So this green yellow color does glow in the dark. It has a purple stopper. And then the black part is like glitter black. Do you see the glitter in there? And then the inside, I have to be careful because there are drills in here, but the inside is green with black lines, and the glitter is on the inside as well. So I was working on this color the last time I was working on this kit. So I will have that locked and loaded for myself. I also have this little Bijou Bliss tray. It's just like a mini one, but I use it for my trash drill. So I just have this here. I have this pen, which I purchased from Enabler's Outpost. I don't think they are the ones who turned it, but they're the ones who sold it to me. I think they sold it from someone else who destashed a bunch of pens to them, but it's really pretty. I really love this pen, and it kind of goes with like the green and the Halloween vibes. And then the most exciting thing, I'm finally getting to try, well, I've been working with it. I meant like on camera. This is Mary Mud, okay? I've been telling you guys about this for a while that, so Mary Mud is an Etsy shop. It's Mary Making and More. And this shop was around for a while, but then I'm pretty sure the shop owner had a kid and took a year off to raise said kid and like be there in the beginning, whatever, respect. But then in September, she came back. And so I was so thrilled to purchase my first round. I got, this is Stars Hollow Spice Mary Mud. This literally smells like a cinnamon broom. I'm obsessed with it. I also have Luke's Pumpkin Latte. Again, the Gilmore Girls theme sold me right away. Luke's Pumpkin Latte Mary Mud. I have this one. And then I have Apollo's Outdoor Adventure Mary Mud. This one right here. The reason why I was really excited to buy this one is because the first person who ever taught me about Mary Mud was Anthony from Single and Placing. So I love Apollo, his dog. And so I was like, I need to get this because I like memories. So yeah, those are the three that I got here. So, but right now I'm using the Stars Hollow Spice because again, it smells just like a cinnamon broom. So that is what is in my multi-placer. Glue dot in my single placer as always, and my DAC storage system for this kit. It's been a dream as per usual. And what I love about Munimade, how they do their sticker sheets, is they have a sticker that's just the symbol. So on these, I just have the symbol. I don't have to have the long sticker that has all the information on it. Every one of these little containers just has a symbol sticker on it, which was included in the sticker sheet. So you can kind of see here what I'm talking about. Right? Very nice. So again, I did start this kit in July 20th of 2025. I brought this kit with me when I went to Oklahoma with Eric for a work conference for him, but I took a hiatus from it when I got back from that conference because I decided I thought I would want it to be my Drills and Chills canvas. And I put it up for a vote with my members, and they voted on this one, so I picked it up again starting October 1st. And again, it's only the 13th, and I'm already just, like, almost done with it because I've been so jazzed about this kit, so I have really enjoyed my time. Again, the only, like, constructive criticism I would have for this canvas is the gapping, but I know that shops are constantly upgrading things, changing suppliers, like, there's so many things that can change, and it's like, if you don't know when something was manufactured, you don't know if this is even still a problem, and I don't think that this kit is even still available with Munimade, so I am very excited to work on an even newer Munimade in the future to see, like, if that's just how Munimade canvases are, or is that just rounds with Munimade, or is it not even a thing anymore, and this is, like, old news, because I genuinely don't know. But if you're like, should I buy from Munimade? Yes, because the sparkle and the drill quality is really good too. So I would recommend. And that's my semi quasi review. 3 sections from the end of this painting. Well, technically 3.5 because I'm working on this one over here. But yeah, see, like I'm multi-placing with my 8-placer, but then I'm just having to go in and kind of wiggle so that way they don't look so far away from each other. It is a little tedious, but I don't think it's bothered me as much because of the size of this painting. It's a 50 by 50 centimeter, so it's not as obnoxious. I think if I was doing a super big canvas from Munimade, it might bother me a little bit more. But for this 50 by 50, I've really, now that I'm multi-placing more often, I'm definitely flying through it, and it's been good. So any Hoosiers, how are you guys? How are you doing? How is life? How is diamond painting? How is your life with diamond painting? Tell me all the things. What are you working on? What's on your table right now? Or, you know, one of your WIPs that's your favorite at the moment. I'd love to hear it. I have this WIP, obviously. And then I paused when I got back from Alaska. I have the Indigenous Collection WIP. I can show you. Hold on. It's just here. It's just right here. I have this one going too. This is also an incredible WIP, and I really, really love it. But I paused on this WIP on October 1st to work on this one. But because I'm finishing this one so fast, I might, in October, like to round out October, I might go back to try to see if I can get closer to finishing that one. Just because that one isn't really attached to like a season or an event or anything, and so it's just kind of lingering there, and I don't want it to like fade into the background and never get finished. Well, it'll get finished, but I mean, like, I want to like do it. But I know normally I talk about life stuff first, but I'm already talking about diamond painting, so here I am. Tea Party by Ivy Dollamore. I really want to work on that one as kind of like my next big whip down, I guess. Trying to like work on something that I have had up for a while. That might be something that I kind of chip away at in the month of November, but I also want to kit up another diamond painting because, again, I was so impressed that I was able to get this one so fast, like to being so close to being done so fast, and I didn't realize I was going to do it in such a short amount of time. I'm contemplating having my channel members vote on my like holiday canvas for like the winter. So like winter, Christmas, I have like a handful of canvases that have that theme. And so I was like, well, maybe what I could do is like start the voting process now. Cause my inner circle membership group, they get a week to vote to narrow it down from like, let's say I have 15 winter/Christmas themed paintings. They narrow it down from that to like 3 to 4. And then them plus my VIP squad narrows it down to 1 from the top 3 or 4. So that process, that voting process takes 2 weeks because it's one cycle and then a second cycle. And then I usually end up kitting up the canvas they pick like right away. So I'm thinking we're about halfway through October, which is, that's crazy. We're about halfway through October. So I'm thinking if I start the voting process for my holiday kit now, then I can potentially kit it up early in November. And I can work on it for 2 months, because that's the thing is like, December's going to be a little weird because it's just going to be like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to be like very scattered, like, cause it's closer to when the baby gets here and like everything. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm like scatterbrained right now. I finished putting up the mural in his bedroom this weekend. Oh my God. I'm going to show you guys, but not yet. So anyway, I like sobbed when I finished that thing. Let me just tell you, I full on pregnancy sobbed when I finished. I like stood back and I just looked at the wall and I just heard tears streaming down my face, and I was just like, because it's so beautiful. Not to tease you, but I promise you'll see it in this video. So yeah, November, if I kit up for November 1, I can do November and December a wintry, Christmassy whip, plus finishing the tea party. I feel like that's very achievable. And I had been thinking about it because, again, trust me, I have not forgotten about Mother and Child. I have not forgotten. But I'm thinking I might make that my first whip of 2026, because January, the beginning of January, I have time off still. Like, I have some time off in the beginning before we go back to work. I think my first day back at work will be January 5th, whatever that Monday is, after the winter break. And then I have 4 weeks of work, and then I go on maternity leave, or if he comes a little early in January, like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, But I feel like if I start the year with that canvas, I will already know where it's going to go in his room. You know what I mean? And by then, I'm hoping that I will have already dry mounted Angel of Justice for Eric. So if that's a win, like if I love the way that that turns out, I'll probably do the same thing with Mother and Child, because it's easy and cheap and I can easily put that on the wall without having to like get it framed and the whole thing, whatever. So if I can do that, then once Eli is born, if I haven't finished Mother and Child already, I will finish it while on maternity leave, get it mounted, put it in his room, and we're all having a good time. So, just bringing you along on my mental journey on that. And then also there's another WIP, or not a WIP, another kit that I want to put in his room, but I'm not as for sure about it yet because it's that Mary Gonasuli Dragon in Books. It's just a small square partial painting. I really love it and it goes with the theme of his room, but I don't want to over clutter his room. So after all of my baby showers, I want to like assess how full his room is, and if I feel like the walls are crazy or there's a lot of like stuff and furniture going on, I might hold off on putting that one in his room. I might just like do it to do it, not to put it in his room. Or if I'm like, oh, this is the perfect spot for it, then I might put it in his room. So that's one that's kind of like, I don't know, haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's where my brain is currently at. Okay. I will keep going on diamond painting stuff, but I know you guys are probably dying to see the mural in his room because it's so good. So I filmed a bunch of little clips like while Eric and I were putting it up. So like you get to see it like before we put it on the wall and then after we do each panel, and then I show you guys a little bit about like how I activated the glue and like how it works. And then I show you the finished product. Oh, okay. I will stop. I will let you see it and then we'll come back and talk about it. So enjoy. Okay, y'all, this is the before. Oh my God. This looks so good. I could cry. It's gonna go right on that wall. Eric's about to come in and help me, but I just pray that I don't mess this up because this is such a gorgeous mural. I can't wait to see what it looks like on the wall. Okay, we're gonna get to work. Okay, first panel is up. What do we think?
Looks good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. It does look super good. We cut the excess off the bottom. Eric brought up the paint so that way, because when we leveled it, this side is perfectly straight, but this wall is not perfectly straight. So we do have a tiny, tiny little gap. You can see it going up the side there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint that little strip so it's less noticeable, because I don't think when you back up, you notice it.
Right.
Other than the fact that it's like dark because it doesn't have that second coat. But once the whole mural's up, I don't think you'll notice it, do you?
No.
It's just the wall isn't straight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it looks so good. Ready for panel 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, panel 2 is installed. In the video, you can barely tell where the seam is. You can kind of see it like where the cloud is, but like barely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is everything I had hoped it would be.
Yeah, it's coming out really good.
And we haven't killed each other. We have to get a plug cover for that, so just ignore that.
Someone made me throw them all away.
Because they were disgusting and yellow.
They were not.
They were.
That one was not.
We needed a new one. Eli only gets the best. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the next panel doesn't have anything we have to cut out of it like that, but the last panel is going to be the most challenging because we have to cut around both of these things. So pray for us. We're going to update you after panel 3. So I just wanted to show you guys like this part of it. So essentially it's 4 panels. This is the third panel flipped upside down. And you take a spray bottle and you just wet the back of it generously. You don't want to oversaturate it, but honestly, this particular paper is super thick and like, I don't think we've had an issue with oversaturation. No. You just want to keep the nozzle moving up and down. And then once I wet this entire sheet on the back, I take a microfiber cloth and I just like wipe it so it gets it like tacky, because there's already glue applied to the back of this. So I didn't have to do the glue part. I'm just activating the glue So once I wet this whole back, and then we wipe down the whole thing to make it like tacky, we let it sit for 15 seconds, and there it counts to 15. And then we have to fold it on top of itself, which the first time we did that, I was horrified because I was scared that we were gonna ruin it. But like the stickiness of this back is not so sticky that like it's permanently affixed to itself and you can never separate it. It actually like, it's very malleable, I feel. So you then let that sit booked on top of itself for a minute, and then you can start putting it on the wall, and it's super tacky, but it's very, very forgiving. Like, very, very forgiving. How do you feel like it's going, babe?
I think it's going great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to give you guys a little insight, because I'm gonna, when I put this clip, or when I put this into the next video that I put up, I'm gonna link in the description box the Etsy shop where we got this exact mural, because if you ever wanna put up wallpaper in any room, she has really good wallpaper, and this was not, for as huge as this mural is and how it was a custom size, it wasn't even that expensive. It was like a couple $100. So, yeah, so we'll check in when this is on the wall, but I just wanted to show you the process. Okay, this is what it looks like with panel 3. Oh my gosh. It honestly, like, I get a little stuck up on it. Like, I personally, in real life, because I'm critical of myself, I can see where the seams are, but really in camera, you can't see anything. What do you think?
I think it looks great. We're not professionals at this. This is the first time we've ever done this, so I think it looks good.
Eric's trying to encourage me not to spiral. No, it looks really, really good. And we're about to do the hardest panel yet because we have to go around the outlet and the, whatchamacallit?
Intercom.
The intercom. The intercom is going to be the hardest part because we have to feed it through a hole that we cut in the thing. So we're just going to do our best, but we'll catch up with you when this thing is done. Are you ready for it to be done?
Yeah.
All right, be right back. Okay, it is officially done. Look at how beautiful. I've already cried. Right, babe? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've already cried. Wow. Man, it looks just like the picture online. Like, it looks so good. I had to zoom out so you could see the whole entire thing, but when I zoom in, this is like normal. Just to give you some of those details. I'm so happy that the dragon was not part of like this part. Like, that's perfect where it is. Can you believe there's a seam literally in the dragon's thigh? You would never know. I stressed. Oh my God. And the castle. Holy cow. We're about to go to Home Depot to buy a thing for that because I threw away the old one because it was gross. And we really lucked out. So this wall here, it curves into that wall. It's not a hard stop like that one. It's not like a hard corner. So we just let the wallpaper end. So we didn't have to like cut it or anything on that side. And then I cut along the ceiling to make a straight line along the ceiling. And then the bottom, it's not perfect down there, but there's gonna be a crib in front of it. So who cares?
It looks good.
That's where our baby's gonna go. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna cry for us. Wow. He's not as emotional. Wow. I could just stare at it all day. I'll back out so you can see it again. Oh my gosh. Just looking at the whole thing makes me like literally want to cry again. So the room is painted. The mural is done. Next, we have to not have bags on our window. So we actually have new windows coming in that are going to be impact windows in here. Yeah. So that's going to be happening on November 20th. So that's when these windows are going to be taken out. We're going to get new windows in. We already ordered automatic blackout blinds that are going to be installed in the holes after the new windows are installed. So that'll go up right away. And that should bring us right up to when it's our baby shower. And that's when we already have the rug for in here. All of this will be gone. This is actually, well, that's diamond paintings that I'm destashing. But this box and this box is the changing table and my rocker. So those will be built by the boys. We have the TV on the wall. Everything's painted. Eric's dad installed this so that way when the TV comes in the other direction, you won't even see that. You'll never even know. I'm thinking about putting my diamond painting either there, because my chair is going to go in the corner. So I might put my mother and child diamond painting there. Or I might, once this is like flush to the other side of the wall, I might put it there. But I'm thinking maybe there. Because this is going to have a big bookcase here. And then my chair, changing table, crib, closet with all of his clothes and goodies. And then probably, I don't know, a mirror or something, but nothing right now. Oh my gosh, stand by it. For scale. That dragon is coming for you. Oh my gosh, are you happy?
Yeah, it looks really good.
We make a good team.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, that's a wrap on the mural. Say bye.
Bye.
Wasn't that just so good? It came out so good. Like, I mean, like, obviously, I'm my own worst critic, so please believe that, like, I can see where the seams are. And I was like, Eric, did I mess it up? And he's like, Ashley, literally, we're amateurs. We've never done this before in our whole life. And it looks amazing. And I'm like, okay, just keep telling me that. Because every time I look at it, I'm like in love with it. But then if I look at it too long, I start judging it. And I'm like, Ashley, stop. It's beautiful. Like, just chill out. But I'm very critical of myself. So that's nothing new. But I think once his crib, because that's the wall that his crib is going to go on. Once his crib is in there, and all the other furniture and stuff, I really feel like the room is going to come together. And that mural is just so perfect. Like, I really didn't know what I wanted his room theme to be, and I was going back and forth between a couple options, and then I was on Etsy and I was looking for like murals and things like that, and I saw that one and I was like, done, dragons, castles, once upon a time. I'm like, this is the theme, this is where we're going. Fantasy, like, it's not like a theme like jungle or like, you know, like, it's not like a one-worded theme. It's kind of like a mishmash of different concepts, but it's all related. It's like magical fantasy, once upon a time, storybook, dragons, castles, cute little boys. I don't know. Cute little man. So it just got me, it made me feel so accomplished to get that done too, because that was really like the last big thing that I have to do to get his room ready. So, late in November, before Thanksgiving, but late in November, Eric and I have the company coming out to do all of our windows in the house, and they're going to make them hurricane impact windows. So that's happening before Thanksgiving. So even though his room is like painted and the mural is up and everything, like, we're not putting stuff in his room until the windows are done, because we don't want to like get everything dirty and stuff. We already had the drywall incident when we sanded the drywall and like everything had a layer of dust on it and we had to wipe everything down. So we don't want to make the same mistake twice. So we're keeping his room pretty much completely empty like that, the way you saw it, until after my baby shower with my family, which is the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend. So essentially it's like Thanksgiving's on Thursday, then it's Black Friday, then it's my baby shower, and then Sunday is just like a day of rest before we go back to work and all of that. So on Saturday, after because my baby shower is going to be like a brunch time, lunchtime shower. After the shower's over, everybody that wants to will come back to my house and get here at like 3-4 o'clock. And all of the men are going to get shoved into his room, and they're going to start building all the furniture, like my rocking chair, his crib, it should be here by then, his crib, his dresser with his changing table on top. Eric's dad is building him a bookcase, like a from scratch bookshelf, so that'll get installed, and like they'll put all the hardware on the wall so that way nothing can fall over. Like, all of that is going to happen the day of my shower or the day after, depending on like timing and how people are feeling or whatever. And the windows will already be done by then. And then once everybody leaves after the shower is over and after Thanksgiving is over, I get to nest. Like, I get to put all the stuff in the little cubbies, and I get to fold all of his clothes and put them away. And like, all of the grandmothers are in charge of like de-tagging all of the clothes that he gets for his shower and like washing them and whatever, because that oh my gosh, the amount of tags on baby clothes is absolutely insane. So that's kind of the plan. So by December, his room will be built and complete and perfect, and it'll just be me like casually like putting things where I want them, putting away diapers, creams, clothes. His rug we already have his rug, so his rug will be down, like setting up any of those type of things that we want to have, whatever. So that's the plan. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. By the time you see this video, I will be 24 weeks pregnant. That's crazy. Yeah, I think I'm going to be, yeah, because today's Monday. I'm filming a day late. I'll explain why, but I'm filming on Monday. Normally I film on Sundays. But yeah, tomorrow I will officially be 24 weeks pregnant, which for you guys, you're seeing this on Wednesday. Yes. Okay, that all checks out. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know what day it is. So currently at 23 weeks pregnant, he is a carrot. He is the size of a carrot, not a baby carrot, a big carrot. And then in 24 weeks, he will be the size of an ear of corn. Like, you know, like the corn on the cob, but like the whole ear of corn. So he's growing. He's growing. Well, I have a bunch of doctor's appointments coming up. I have, this Friday, actually, I have a doctor's appointment and I get to meet the anesthesiologist. So I'm doing both of those things on the 17th. And then next week on October 23rd, I have another appointment with the maternal fetal medicine doctor, which is the doctor that does like my sonograms and like the anatomy scan and all that. So I think I told you guys this before, but when I did the anatomy scan the first time, they said everything was perfect and he looked good, but they wanted me to come back for just like seeing how well he's growing and like to remeasure him and like, you know, just to check in, like not because they were nervous about something, but they just want me to come back to just like, you know, okay, it's been like about a month, like let's see how he's doing and make sure he's growing on the right track. Because when I went for my anatomy scan when I was 21 weeks pregnant, they said that he was already a pound, which isn't like extreme or anything. That was like pretty much on par where he was supposed to be at, but he was a little bit in like the higher percentile, meaning that like him being already a pound on the money at 21 weeks pregnant, his due date could potentially change to be like 4 or 5 days earlier than it is right now. And so I think part of what they want to do is like measure him again and to see if like he's still in that like 1-ish pound range, or is he closer to 2 pounds? Like, I don't know what weight is appropriate for like a 24-month-old fetus, but they're going to look at all that and like let us know, because I don't think the fetal maternal medicine doctor can actually change my due date. I think only my OB can do that. So if my OB gets the report from him the second time and they're like, yeah, he's bigger, you know, like they might update my due date, which would be like, I'm kind of torn about how I feel about that. Like, I'm not really invested as far as like the date of his birth, but I don't know, something about February, I was like, oh, like a February baby. But also like, I have a lot going on at work, and the more like I would really love to go full term, just so that way I can get those last 4 weeks of January with my team. It really isn't 4 weeks, it's more like 3 weeks, because the first week of January I don't, well, let me oh, I have a calendar right here, let me see. Oh no, that calendar only goes to December because it's a 2025 calendar. I think the first official like week of January is like we're back at work. I think the Monday of the 5th is like the first full week. But again, don't quote me. I don't have a calendar in front of me that goes to 2026. So it would be really nice if I could have that full month with my team, just to like talk over strategy and making sure everyone knows who to communicate with if they need something and whatever. I know shouldn't really be a huge priority to me, especially because I'm having a kid, but it is. I do care about my work, and I'm passionate about my job and making sure that my people feel like they're set up for success, you know, before I leave. So, I'll love to have that last amount of time with them to make them feel like they're ready to just go throughout the spring semester and prosper. But if I go early, it's not, I want to finish out 2025 feeling like if I had to leave January 1, they were good. But I think if I can get a couple weeks out of January, that would be even better, just to like reaffirm, because you know how it goes. Like if you're training someone on doing something new and then you have a 2-week break, they come back and it's like 10-second Tom. They're like, how do I do my job? Even I do that. Even I'm like, how do I press this button? Like, because you've had 2 weeks off and you're not just like in the mental space anymore. So I'm just like, I would really love to come back in January and just be like, does everyone remember how to like turn their computer on? Yes? Okay, great. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of work, I wrote down some notes for myself so I don't forget, because I didn't get to talk to you guys about last week. Let me see. I also didn't even finish telling you about my weekend. There's so many things I did. So for work, last week, I went to a recruitment event on Thursday, and it was insane. So where I live is about an hour, depending on the traffic, like an hour and a half away from St. Petersburg, Florida. And so I had to be at an event on Thursday, and my coworker, who's my recruiter, had to be also at like the same location as me, but for a different event. So basically we were covering 2 events at the same place on the same day at the same time, but she started an hour before I did. Like my event started at 10, her event started at 9. So, but it was in the same place. So, so I wake up and I'm like, okay, I just need to be out the door by 8 o'clock. I can get to where I need to go by 9:30. That'll give me 30 minutes to like park, get there, set up my table, and then the event starts at 10, and then I'm there till 1 o'clock. Great. I'm literally walking out the door at like 8:05, okay? And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll get a coffee or a little snack or a breakfast, whatever. I'm like thinking out loud to myself. And I look at my phone, and the girl texted me, and she was like, I'm in standstill traffic. And I'm like, what? I was like, what? And again, she was supposed to get to the place at 9, and I was supposed to get there at least by 10 o'clock, but really they said 9:30 is when they would recommend you get there, so I was shooting for 9:30, and I thought an hour and a half would be plenty of time to go to St. Pete, and I turned on my GPS to like see what was going on. Red. The whole highway was just like red, and it was like gonna take it was like projecting 2 hours on the fastest route to get there. And I don't know if there was an accident. Well, I mean, I'm sure there was an accident. Something horrific must have happened because it was bad. It was super, super bad. And so my coworker was like, I could walk there faster. And I was like, and again, she ended up being late. I felt so bad for her. She ended up being late for her event because, again, I was an hour after her. So she got there and everything was fine. But luckily I was on time leaving the house, but I do not stop. Do not pass go, do not click $200. I was like, nope. So I literally, I didn't even stop for breakfast. I panicked and I threw a bag of goldfish and a Rice Krispie treat in my bag. And I was like, if nothing else, I will have this and figure it out. I'm very resourceful. So I jump in the car, I start driving. It takes me, because I can't get on the highway because it's like gridlock. So it takes me through like all these weird paths and like these neighborhoods and like all this stuff, and I was like I didn't even know where I was. I was like, I don't even think I've been here before. And I finally got on the highway after being in the car for like an hour and a half. I finally got on the highway but it was still trafficy, but it wasn't like standstill. Like I had passed wherever the accident was or whatever had happened before. So, and you know how sometimes, maybe this is just a Florida thing, but it's so obnoxious. Sometimes you'll be in like bumper to bumper traffic, and then like your GPS will be like, crash reported ahead. And then you get to the spot where it thinks the crash is. It's already gone. There's no one there anymore. People are literally just like rubbernecking at the carnage of the car or the metal. Like nothing is actively happening. Like the car's already pulled off to the side of the road. The ambulance is gone. The police are just there watching the car for a tow truck. Like it is an inactive scene at this point, and people are still just like, I'm like, can you please? You are the problem. So I got on the highway finally, and I booked it. I literally ended up getting two, and I mean, not luckily, but like luckily, the traffic affected everybody, so everybody was running behind. Like all the other recruiters that were coming to this event, like I was actually the first one there from like my area, and I was like, oh my god. So I got to where I needed to go. I parked. I'm so thankful, by the way, that I ended up getting that temporary disability parking pass. I don't remember if I told you guys this before, but Florida passed like a bill or a law or something happened where like now if you're pregnant in the state of Florida, because of the heat and just how like evil it is and stuff, you can get a temporary disability pass. It's good for 1 year up to the day you bought or the day that you registered for it, and it's for pregnant women. So like I got it in August. I think it was like beginning of August, somewhere around there. And so even though I'm due in February, I will be able to use it through August of 2026. And it has served me so well because it is really hot. Like it's bad right now. It's, it's what? October 13th, it was 91 degrees at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, no, I hate it. And it's starting to get dark earlier again. And I'm just like, God, this is just, I just want it. I can't wait to go to that wedding in Colorado and just experience actual decent weather, like fall weather or / winter weather. I don't care. Anything that's not death, hot, summer, evil, wet. Bleh. Like I'm ready to not be here. But yeah, so I got that parking permit. So luckily when I got to the place I was going, I was able to park closer. So I also didn't have to like fight for parking on top of everything else. Cause like that's also takes time. So I got there, I set up my table, everything was fine, did the event. And then thank God my boss who was with my recruiter at the other event, they had catered lunch. So he brought me over a lunch, but it was Jimmy John's, which I love. I love Jimmy John's, don't get me wrong, but it was just like a normal turkey, like a turkey sub. And technically I'm not supposed to have deli meats that aren't like heated up. And I was so hungry because I didn't stop for breakfast that I didn't care and I ate it. I know it's fine. I know that people overreact about that sort of thing. I mean, it's not like I do that on a regular basis. That was actually the very first time that I had unheated up deli meat this entire pregnancy. But man, I ate that sandwich real good. I was so happy. I was so hungry. And it came in like a little like catering box. So it was like half a sub, a cookie, a pickle, which I didn't eat the pickle, and then a bag of potato chips. So literally like I was shoving this food into my mouth and I was so happy because my boss dropped that off to me around like 1:05. So I hadn't eaten like all day and I had my water with me. I always have my giant water with me. So I did have I was just constantly drinking water, but I hadn't eaten anything. And the career fair that I was recruiting at, they had like a little snack table for like us, but it was like chippies and cookies. And I was trying not to eat a lot of that. So I did have a bag of chips to like make me not kill somebody, but it was touch and go there for a while. It was a good time. It was an interesting time, but yeah, so that was last week. I finally actually started like working on my FMLA request process, which actually was kind of a good thing because I think I submitted it, I think on like Monday or Tuesday of last week is when I actually like submitted the paperwork online to like request it. And today again is Monday for me. I went to the benefits fair because open enrollment started today and it ends at the end of October. So like this open enrollment is like when you get to change your health insurance or your vision or your dental. Like you get to re-up your insurance or change it for the next calendar year. And so I had so many things I needed to research about that. So I went to the expo today, but one of the tables that was at the expo was the place where like the people at my job where you can talk to them about like annual leave and stuff. And so I stopped by the table and I was like, hey, glad to see you here. I had submitted my like request for this upcoming FMLA, I'm pregnant, this is how far along I am, this is my due date, whatever. And they were like, when did you submit your request? And I was like, oh, like last Monday or Tuesday. It's been about a week. Again, I'm not complaining. You guys were just here, so I figured I'd ask about it. And the woman was like, she was like, it's been a week? And I was like, and you haven't heard anything? And I was like, no. I actually went into our like staff portal to try to like see, like to see if I could see like the status or the pending status like online. And when I went to search for like the request, it wasn't there at all. And I told her that. I was like, because we have a new HR system that's awful and everyone hates it, but we're all trying to deal with it. So we have this new like software. And so I was like, I tried to look it up in the thing and I didn't see it. She's like, yeah, unfortunately you won't see it there because you already submitted it. Like you've already started the journey and you've already done the thing. So like it's gone now because you already, and I'm like, so there's no record on my account that like I am in the process of requesting FMLA. And she was like, no. And I was like, that's unfortunate. But she's like, but she wrote down my email address and my information. And she's like, I'm going to reach back out to you. Like, let me look into this. I have to go to a meeting, but I'll reach back out to you. She didn't email me today. But I'm hopeful that because I'm literally at the week mark, because she seemed concerned. She was like, wait, it's been a week and you haven't heard anything? And I was like, no, that's why I thought I did it wrong. But then when I went to try to do it again, it said number 2. And I was like, aha, it does know that I've done this before, so I didn't submit it again. But I was just like, what is going on? So she said she was going to reach out. She didn't, but she was concerned that nobody had reached out to me in a week because that's like their policy is like they will communicate with you within a week of you submitting the request to tell you about what your options are, what your benefits are, like all the things. I feel so dumb because the fair was crazy. There were people everywhere and it was just like very loud and very like whatever. I wish I would have stopped and been like, can I have your name and phone number? But like I didn't because it was just so like crazy. And she was saying that she had to go to a meeting and she was going to leave her coworker at the table. But I was just like, okay, like she wrote down my information. So I just assumed she would reach out, but she didn't. So I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow or at some point this week, she'll be like, oh yeah, I have to reach out and ask. She could also be like maybe trying to follow up with someone internally to see like if anybody else has like helped me yet and they're going to tell her no. And then maybe she'll reach out to me. So I'm not too concerned about it. And I told the lady at the table, I was like, you know, I'm nowhere near my due date right now. Like it's okay. I just wanted to be proactive about it because I know, like I just had one of my coworkers go out on FMLA and she had to like provide a document signed by her doctor and there was a couple steps and they were like, yeah, no, there's a couple steps. So we're glad you're doing it early because when people do it at the last minute, we have to move faster and it stresses us out because we don't want to miss something or misinform somebody of something. And I was like, yeah, I get it. So, also part of it too is like your supervisor has to like sign off and acknowledge that like you're making this request and like so that they understand what your plan is to come back. And I think I've shared this with you guys, but like when I first started talking to my boss about it, he was like, how do I say this politely? He was more worried about really saving face with others and what my leave would appear, how my leave would appear to others than what I was requesting. Because my original request was 4 months complete, because where I work, you get 6 months. None of it's paid, but you get up to 6 months to use FMLA/parental leave. Like that is your benefit. And so if you have the time to get like paid during that time off, great. If you don't and you still want to take it unpaid, you can do that. But like you have 6 months, do whatever you got to do. And so I have enough time in annual and sick leave. Like I have enough time where I could take all 6 months and just be like, all right, I'm out. But I didn't want to do that because I wanted to have like a transition period of me coming back to work, but not like all the way. So that way my mom could practice kind of being with him by herself and I could practice like letting go of some things and like how to manage like pumping and like feedings and all of those things. Like I was like, I need a period of time to like figure the rhythm out of that. And so what I originally requested was 4 months off completely, like home the whole time. And then 2 months working 5 days a week, but virtual. So I could be here. My mom would be taking care of Eli, but I would be around in case she needed me, or he cried, or he needed to feed, or whatever. Like, it would be a transition period where she was still the primary caregiver while I was working. But, like, if something happened, I was right there and I could address it while we were trying to figure it out. Because once I do go back to work all the way, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet, but if my job does make me go back to work 5 days a week after all the construction is done with the building next door to us, she might be watching Eli 5 days a week. And I already told her that I feel bad about that, and she was like, don't, I will do it in a heartbeat, like, don't worry about it, which I'm so incredibly grateful that I have a mom that's willing to do that. And that's not necessarily what's going to happen. Like, that's like the worst case scenario is they're like, you have to come back 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, whatever. Because right now I work 4 10s, and I go to campus 3 days a week. I'm home a day, and then I'm off a day. So that's my 5 days, and I work 4 10s. If they make me go back in where I'm on campus 4 days a week and then off a day, not great. But whatever, I'll do whatever I have to do. But the worst case scenario is 5 days fully back in the office, 8 hours a day. And I don't want to do that. So we'll see what happens. But because he did not, he spoke to some other people that really shouldn't have a say in what my leave looks like. And together they decided that if I were to come back full time, that I would only be allowed to be home 3 of the 5 days, and I would have to come to campus 2 days a week. I wasn't allowed to be fully remote for those last 2 months. And I felt like that was super unfair considering HR told me that I could do that, and they are not HR. And again, instead of getting all upset about it and fighting them over it, I decided to go a different route, which I actually think is going to better serve me in the long run. So instead of doing 4 months completely off and then coming back full time, but like remotely, because I can't do that. He told me no. I think the better option, which is what I'm requesting, what I'm actually going to do, is I am going to be out the 4 months, but then for the last 2 months of my parental time, I am going to come back to work only 2 days a week. So I'm going to basically come back part-time. So it'll be 2 days on campus, 3 days off, weekend. 2 days on campus, 3 days off, weekend. So that way, it's still a helpful transition for my mom, because in the very beginning, she'll only have to watch Eli full-time for 2 days a week, back-to-back, like 2 back-to-back days. And then I'm home for the other 3. And then we do it again. And that'll be for 2 months. That'll be June and July that I do that. And so I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I really do wish that I could have done the remote thing. But to be honest, doing like 3 days off, 2 days working is a better use of my benefit, because technically if I'm coming back after 4 months working 5 days a week, even if it's remote, that's not really using my benefit. The benefit is that you get to not work because you're raising your newborn. You know what I mean? Like, you're tending to your newborn. So I was like, well, I think it's a better use of my benefit to actually only come back 2 days a week to work. So he's still going to get his wish. I'm still going to be on campus 2 days a week, but instead of being remote the other 3 days, I'm not going to be completely off. So that's what that's going to look like. Hopefully that works out well. The summers do tend to be pretty quiet, but I just really wanted to have a better transition period for my mom and I, because she's literally going to be taking the reins like when he's 5 months old, which makes me ill. Not because I don't think she can do a good job. It's just like, I just hate every time I think about like not being around for him or missing something, like I get all upset. So, but she's going to do a great job. I'm so thankful I have her to help me. I literally couldn't do it without her. I don't want him in daycare that little. And so it's going to work out. It's going to be just fine. But that's the plan. So today, I went to the benefits fair to talk about like insurance, because one of my coworkers, she just had her baby. Like she was due like September 22nd or 23rd, and she gave birth a week early. And she has United Healthcare. And in the state of Florida, like when you work for the state, you get like special group plans. And so you have to pick from like a certain number of plans that are in the state group system or whatever. And so I have basically the Florida version of Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then she has United Healthcare. And so she was telling me, she's like, girl, you need to switch. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, my insurance is fine. This was before all the craziness that you guys have heard me talk about with like the drama of the genetics company and getting charged for my sonogram the first time and then them not counting it as a doctor's visit. It was this her and I had this conversation like right at the beginning of my pregnancy before I even went to my first visit to confirm I was pregnant. Like I had taken the test and we were talking about health insurance. So she was like, you need to switch. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, literally, I'm barely going to pay anything to have this baby. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I was thinking, you know, a couple $1,000s. Like, I wasn't expecting to like pay like $5,000 to have a baby. But also I know some people do pay that much. And so, but I was like, I've always been told by everybody that I have really good insurance. I'm like, I don't think I need to switch. And she's like, literally, I'm going to pay $250 to have this baby. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, no, literally, my insurance cover, like, there is no co-insurance. It's an HMO, and I pay my $250 because I'm being admitted to the hospital, and then they cover everything else. And I'm like, what? Like, huh? And again, back then it was so early that I really didn't give it much thought. But now that we've had all of the evil experiences with like between the doctor's office and the insurance company and like just all of the weird sketchiness that's been going on, my friend and I, before she like actually gave birth, like we talked about it again, and she was like, yeah, like have you looked into it, whatever. And I was like, well, the benefits fair is coming up, so I'm gonna look into it, whatever. I'm planning to go and I'll ask a bunch of questions. Turns out she was 1,000% correct. I talked to the rep that was there. He showed me all the numbers and he gave me a bunch of handouts and stuff. And he's like, yeah, no, like for maternity, like you pay $250 and for inpatient, and then everything else is covered. Now, I am curious if that includes like, if like, let's say like Eli had to go to the NICU and all that. I can call the number and ask before we officially switch. We don't have to decide until the end of this month. So we have 2 weeks pretty much. But like, I just was like asking a bunch of questions. I confirmed that all of my providers, because I don't want to change doctors. I really do like the doctors I'm working with. The front office makes me want to scream because of all the mistakes they make. But the doctors, like the care team, amazing. Love them. But the front desk couldn't rub two sticks together to make fire. Like, truly. So, I'm a little frustrated by them. So, any Hoosiers. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, he's talking me through the pamphlet or whatever. And he's like, yeah, like, it's up $250. If you go see your primary care, you just pay, like, a $20 copay. If you're going to see a specialist, you pay a $40 copay. But like if you get sonograms, x-rays, any like, it was like, I forgot how they categorized it. It was like other services, and it listed like a bunch of things like that, like imaging, x-rays, blood work, like $0. $0 for the standard HMO plan with United. And I was like, okay. And I talked to Eric about it, and Eric's like, literally everyone at my job with children are like, you need to switch. And I'm like, okay. And so once I confirmed all my doctors were covered under United, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it. So we're probably gonna do it. We just have to clarify a couple more things just before we make the big jump, because what I'm worried about a little bit is, so my current insurance is Florida Blue, and so when I was confirmed, when I went to the doctor and they confirmed my pregnancy, they said that they were gonna do a global bill. And so essentially it was like, they were like, this global bill is something that you will make payments for throughout your pregnancy, which I've already paid it off. It was like $950 or something like that. It was a lot of money, but they were like, you're going to make payments towards it. And what that covers is like all of your doctor's visits and stuff. That's what they told me in the beginning. But then when I started getting sonograms, those were not covered. They're like, oh no, that's imaging. That's different. I'm like, okay, can we back up and like, I like want to redefine. I want them, like, I have a doctor's appointment this Friday, and I'm going to be like, you need to list out everything that's covered in this number and everything that is not, because it matters. Because my thought process is basically they told me that number covered all of my appointments through next year when I give birth and like my first couple postpartum visits. So I'm like, well, if I go under a new insurance, do I get a refund for a portion of that money because I'm not being covered by that company in 2026? Like, so this Friday, I have a lot of questions. So my next whip and chat, I'm sure will be very insightful on that. And again, I don't even know what I'm doing, so I'm also kind of like having imposter syndrome a little bit because I'm like asking all these questions and I'm like, I don't even know if you're lying to me. I hope that you're being honest and truthful because I'm praying that like I'm not making a huge mistake. But so many people have told us that this is a good decision, and I did research it, and it does feel like I spoke to the rep and it seemed like a good decision. While I was at the benefits fair, I also spoke to my insurance company that I'm with now, and I was very bold. I was like, tell me why I shouldn't do it. Like, is there a reason why I shouldn't switch? Like, what? And the woman was very like, she wasn't really a good recruiter for her company. She was like, or like a, a salesperson. She's like, it's got to be about what you can afford and what you feel, what kind of coverage you feel like you need, and like what type of patient you are. And she's like, you can switch even, like, let's say you did this company for a year and you wanted to switch back to us the following year, you could do that, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, well, that wasn't really helpful because she was basically saying, just like, do whatever's best for you. But I'm literally asking you to explain to me why you're what's best for me. And she's like, we might not be. And I'm like, you're not. Like, I've realized now that you're not. I literally asked her, I was talking to her about I was talking to my current insurance company about the the global pregnancy bill, whatever, that my doctor was doing. And the rep was like, well, we never know what your doctor's charging you. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, no, we just get the claims from your provider, and we just like decide if we will or will not cover the claim they sent us. But like, we don't know what they're charging you. So essentially, like, if your copay is supposed to be $25 and they charge you $30 or $40, it's like on you to know what your stuff is and to be like, I shouldn't be charged that because my insurance says I should be charged this. I'm like, wait a minute. So you would get a claim from them and just accept it as fact and not be like, hey, you overcharged her for her copay or her co-insurance or whatever? I'm like, okay, put the nail in the coffin, I'm done with you because I'm so frustrated. So we might be switching health insurance providers for 2026, and I might end up having a baby for $250. So listen, silver lining. At first I was really bummed because I have, for 2025, I've met almost all of my deductibles because of all the doctor's appointments I've been having. I'm like, I'm so excited. Like, I don't have to pay like these big deductibles. I'm just paying my little co-insurance or copay, whatever, which is actually a lot more than what this other place would have. Like, if I would have been on United now, I would have not paid all this money, I don't think. But either way, I'm having him early next year. And so I was kind of annoyed because I was like, I've already met all these deductibles, and when it resets in January, I'm going to have to do all of that again. But what I was telling myself was like, oh, well, that's good because then you're going to have the baby, you're going to pay all the money at the beginning of the year, and then all the doctor's appointments you go to for the rest of the year are going to be like covered, and you're just going to pay the co-insurance or the little copay. Which is true, but if it costs me $2,500 to have him, and then he goes on the plan, and now he's an individual person, and then he starts like he has his own individual deductibles and stuff, I'm like, they're going to get like thousands of dollars out of me by the end of the year because of the two of us, right? Like, and not even to mention Eric, like whatever he needs. So I'm just like, what the heck? Then meanwhile, here comes like King United walking in. They're like, we'll do it for free. Like, literally, if you have to be put in an ambulance, free. If you go to the emergency room, it's $100. But if they admit you, they don't charge you the $100 for the ER. They just go right to inpatient because you're now like you've been admitted. So it's like, it's not like you're paying $100 plus the $250. It's like, no, you're just paying, instead of paying the $100 for the ER visit, you're paying the $250. I'm just like, And then, everything else looked really, really good. So I'm excited about it. Also, I found out that the weight management program I did the year before I got pregnant, which was last year. What am I saying? 2024. That's when I did the weight management program. I was taking Zepbound. I lost 60 pounds. I feel like that's why I got pregnant, which was incredible. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. I found out that because I want to go back on that program because I feel like that was the first and only thing that's ever actually combated my PCOS, my polycystic ovarian syndrome, that I genuinely feel like prevented me from A, getting pregnant, and B, maintaining a healthy weight and lifestyle because my body just literally hates me. So that worked so well. And so I really want to go back on it when I'm done giving birth and breastfeeding, because I don't think I can be on it while I breastfeed either. But once I finish all of that, I want to go back on it. United is one of the accepted insurances for that weight management program where I can go back to being on Zepbound. So I'm like, yes. I'm so excited. The downside is my dental went up, I think. My dental, yes. Because, well, not yet. I think I know that when you have a baby, you can add your baby, just like when you get married. So I did this, so I know it's true. When you get married or you have a life event, like you get married, you have a baby, you can add people to your health insurance plans or your dental or your vision outside of open enrollment. You just have to provide documentation. So like I'll give them his birth certificate and they'll be like, great, you had a baby for real. Here, we're going to make it from the like individual and spouse plan to the family plan. And the family plan for the dental was like $140. But I don't know if that's per paycheck or per month. I'll have to ask. But yeah, kind of bummed about that. But we pay so little for our health insurance because Eric and I both work for the state. We pay like $15 a month for health insurance. So it's like, it's robbery. So I'm not as concerned with like the vision or the dental being raised a little bit because we make up for it with the health insurance, which is what you're going to use more often. Like if you do preventative care, like if you go to the dentist to just get your general cleaning twice a year, or if you use your vision insurance for Eric, I have vision for Eric, not for me. I have it for him because he has glasses and whatever. So like every 2 years he gets a new set of frames, brand new lenses, scratch resistant, blue light blocker, fancy schmancy, like for like $100 or $200 depending on what type of frame he picks or whatever. So like that's worth it to me. But like for dental, even though you're paying like a decent amount per month, or every 2 weeks, depending on what it is. I can't remember if it's every time you get paid or if it's whatever. But preventative care is, like, you don't pay co-pays for preventative care. So we're paying the little monthly thing, but we're not paying when we visit also. Does that make sense? Where is the letter M? Where is it? Oh, sorry. I feel like I've been mixing up where I feel like when I put them in the container, it was like in a very particular order. And now I feel like I've lost the plot a little bit and I just throw them back wherever they fit. But it's fine. I'm almost at the end of the painting and it is what it is. So yeah, that was my experience today at the healthcare or the health insurance expo. So I feel like it went really well and I'm excited about where that will end up. And I'll keep you guys posted on if we do switch and when we do switch, if things are truly costing as little as they say they're going to cost, because that's like a big question mark. You know, obviously they say what they're going to say, but we'll see how user-friendly their portals are and like how well they communicate with you about charges and all that stuff, because I'm going to have a lot of medical bills in the next year because I'm having a baby, and so I'm just going to be really on top of it. After I got back, so we were in the student union because that's where they were holding the expo. And there's this restaurant there that's delicious, but it's like buffet style, and they change the menu like every day. So today's menu was like Mexican. So me and my coworkers that went to the fair, we went to lunch there after the fair was over, and they had like brown rice and they had lemon chicken. They had, so instead of Mexican street corn, they had Mexican street cauliflower. It was so good. I've never thought to like use the spices and the cheeses with cauliflower instead of corn, but it worked. So if you're looking for a new recipe to try, Mexican street cauliflower, just replace the corn with cauliflower and you're there. It was delicious. I need this. So we had lunch. I fully got exhausted and had the itis, but then when we got back to our office, we're scheduled to do a tour of the new building that's been under construction, the one that I've been talking about this whole time. It's a 3-story building, and it's going to be all simulation space on the first floor for the nursing students. The second floor is going to have one small classroom and 2 huge classrooms that can be divided into 2 or kept as one giant one. And then there are going to be 2 multi-purpose rooms that can be used as like conference rooms for students or faculty and staff. Like we can book the room to use it for however we want to. And there's like a lot of study nooks for the students and study spaces and tables and benches and whatever. And then the 3rd floor is probably going to be faculty offices and maybe some research space, but I don't know for sure what the deal is up there. They haven't like built it out yet. We only got to see the first and second floor today, but it was really cool to see it all like come together. It was kind of annoying though because obviously the building was under construction, so there's no air conditioning over there. So like I'm dressed like this. This is how I went to work today. So I was dressed in this dress. I didn't see in the calendar invitation that they said that we had to wear closed-toed shoes, and I should have thought about that, but I didn't even think about it. So I literally showed up in my sandals, and they were like, you can't come on the tour with those shoes, and I had to run into the office. And I asked one of my coworkers if I could borrow his shoes, and thank God he was a 9 men's, so I wore them, and they fit perfectly. So I felt so bad. I wore my coworker's shoes with no socks. I wore his shoes into the construction site, and they gave us hard hats. And because I was pregnant, the guy was like, you get to wear a vest because we need to see you. I was like, I'm not going to touch anything. They're like, she gets a vest. So I was like in this big orange like vest and like my hat. And we went and did the tour, and it was fun. It was cool. It was cool to see all the student spaces and what everything's going to look like and whatever. I will say, because it's still under construction, the hallways are so confusing. And I'm like, I will get lost in this maze, but I feel like once it actually looks like a hallway and there's like rooms with names on the doors and stuff, it'll make more sense. But I was like, I'm already lost. Like if you walked away from me, I would never find my way out, and probably fall in a giant hole somewhere. So yeah, it was cool to see it, but because, you know, it's still under construction, we had to take the stairs to get up and down to from the first to the second floor. And I was just like, it was hot. It was, again, 91 degrees outside. And here I am, pregnant, climbing the stairs, sweating, in my dress, in someone else's shoes with no socks on. I'm like, this is hell. So, but it was, whatever. It was fine. We saw everything. It was cool. But it wasn't even my first time having to take the stairs today because this morning, so wait, let me back up. Last week, I got an email from a faculty member that was like, hey, can you bring me some flyers for the programs because I'm going to be tabling at this recruitment event and I want to take some stuff with me, because he was tabling like as a faculty member, and I was like, oh sure, yeah, no problem. I was like, are you here? And he's like, no, but you can drop it off in our lab upstairs on the 3rd floor. And I was like, no problem, on Monday I'll drop it off. They're like, ring the doorbell, because it's only swipe access to get into the lab because it's like active laboratory things like glass and specimens, I don't even know. So he's like, you ring the doorbell and then the guy will, like, the helper will come grab the flyers from you and they'll put them on my desk. And I'm like, great. So I got to work this morning and I collected all the flyers together. There was like a bunch of them. I got like 15 of each program, whatever. And I go to the elevator and the elevator's broken. Apparently over the weekend there was some power outage and it fried a motor in the elevator. And I was like, why? I never go to the 3rd floor for like anything. That's like where the dean's office is and like research and all that. I like barely ever go up there. The one time I have to go up there, I literally had to climb all of those flights of stairs to get to the 3rd floor. And I was like, like I was walking down the hallway once I got up on the 3rd floor, actively trying to control my breathing because I was like, someone's gonna think I'm gonna pass out. And again, I felt fine, but I was breathing heavy. I'm pregnant. I breathe heavy now. It's a thing. But I was like, and I like had the flyers. I was like trying to breathe. And then I got to the door and I rang the doorbell and the guy wasn't even there yet. So I walked all the way up there for him to not be there. So I was not about to go back up there later because I didn't know how long it was going to take them to fix the elevator. So I literally, he had like a little mail slot like next to the door and I just shoved them all in the mail slot. So it just looked like flyers like out of the mail slot, and it was just funny. And I was like, dude, I don't care. Sorry, not sorry. So, yeah. And so then I got back to I walked back down the stairs and I emailed the faculty member that had originally asked for the flyers. And I was like, nobody came when I rang the doorbell, so I just shoved them all in the mailbox. Have a nice day. So that was that. That was kind of funny. So I did that stair climb like at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we did the tour later on after we had lunch and we were all like tired. And then I was climbing stairs in 81 degree or 91 degree weather. So it's been a day. It's been tired. And again, to back up, because I didn't finish my weekend story. So last Friday, the 10th, I got to go watch... I call her my niece. It's not actually my sister, but it's like my best friend's daughter, so clearly she's my niece. Cynthia, I've talked about her before. Cynthia has her 2 twins, Aiden and Ryan. They both have autism, but they were in the NICU. I've been around them their whole life. Like, they call me TT, they call Eric T.O. They're our niece and nephew. Like, that's just what it is. Like, they're our children. So we helped raise them. They're our children now. We've claimed them. So she had... Well, it wasn't her first soccer game, but it was the first one that I got to go to. I think she had only like one before that when we were out of town. When we were in Alaska, she had her first game, but it was the 10th, and so she was playing soccer at this other elementary school because she's in the 1st grade, and so we got to go watch her play soccer, and it was nice because Eric and I went, one of our other friends went, and then Tyler's dad and his brother-in-law and sister also came. And so we were all there with like our little soccer chairs on the side of the field. And we were just like screaming. And again, this is like 1st grade. They don't play 90 minutes. The goals are not like full goals. They're like the little half moon goals. And like, it was so funny. Kids are hilarious. Okay, these kids are like 6 years old, 7 years old, right? 1st graders. In the middle of the soccer game, the refs are the coaches are the refs. And they're both standing on the field with the children actively, like while they're kicking the ball around. And at one point, it was like the ball went out of bounds or whatever, and like one of the kids ran to go get it from the other team, and then one of the girls from Ryan's team just decided to randomly run off to this giant tree and like climb a tree. In the middle of a soccer game. It was 3v3, okay? So again, it's not like a real legit soccer game. So it's 3v3. And like every time that they broke for like a water break or a ball went out of bounds or whatever, like the kids would just scatter and you're like, what are you doing? Like they would just run to the playground, run to the tree, they would run, and then like the coaches had to like go wrangle them back onto the field, and then they'd like play a little bit, and then they'd all run away, and then it was so chaotic, but it was so funny. And I played competitive soccer when I was in high school and in junior high. Like I played for my city league, I played for my varsity team, I played for my JV team, like I played intramurals in college. I'm a big soccer fan. And I played defense. I'm a left defender. That's like my position that I played forever. And it was funny because Ryan, again, the goal is like this big, right? Ryan like desperately wanted to be like a defender / goalie. Like the other 2 kids on the team would like run off with the ball and we'd be like, Ryan, go get it, go get it, go get it. And she'd just stand there in front of the goal, like this intense look on her face, like nobody will get past me. I will kill you all. And we kept calling her the Iron Curtain. It was so cute. It was the cutest thing. So, I can't even say who won because I genuinely don't know if they were even keeping score. So I'm going to pretend Ryan won, but I genuinely couldn't tell you who won the game because I don't know how they were even keeping track of any of that because it was like the most official soccer game I've ever seen. But it was so cute and the kids were having fun and they were running and I got so many cute pictures of Ryan. I have this one picture. I won't share it without mom's permission, but I'll text her when I'm done filming this. If I have the picture, I'll put it right here. Or if like I'm allowed to share it. It's a picture of Ryan. Like it appears that she is curb stomping this other child. Like she has the ball and the kid is on the ground like, don't hit me. And like the next picture I took was like her like passing him. Like it's like there's like 3 pictures in a series. There's a picture of her and the kid like fighting for the ball. Then the next picture is him on the ground looking like he's cowering in fear of her. And then the picture after that is like her like being past him with the ball and he's still on the ground being like looking behind him like, wait, where'd the ball go? Like he's confused. It brings me so much joy. Like I almost want to print all 3 pictures and put them like in a series on the wall because I was so proud in that moment. literally the whole field could hear us. We cheered like it was the dang like World Cup. We were screaming, and I was like, Ryan! I was like, get the ball, get it! We were all screaming. Like, the other parents were staring at us like we were insane. And that's the energy I plan to bring to Eli's life as well when he plays sports. But it was so fun. Like, that was the first time I got to go to like a kid's game. Like, it was just so good. It was so good. So that was Friday, and then after her game, we all went out to dinner, and we went to Cheddar's. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Cheddar's, but it's called Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. It's delicious, and my friend Sam, he ordered spinach artichoke dip, one of the best spinach artichoke dips I've ever had. Eric's spinach artichoke dip will always like be the top for me, but as far as like a restaurant spinach artichoke dip, that was really good. Like, their pita chips were really good, and they gave you like a lot of the dip, because I feel like whenever you get an appetizer like that, you always run out of dip before you run out of chip, and there should be equal parts chip and dip. That's my TED Talk for the day. And then I got to have a steak. I had it well done, but it was good. Like, they did it well done, but it was tasty, and I had mashed potatoes. It was delicious. And at Cheddar's, they give you like a plate of rolls before dinner, and they're like sweet rolls. Not as sweet as Texas Roadhouse, but they were like honey on the roll. Oh, so good. And then Saturday is the day we did the mural. And then after we finished the mural, we went to my friend's house and we played Magic, which was fun. And then Sunday, which was yesterday for me, we drove over to Orlando because Eric's mom was there with her husband, which is Eric's stepdad. He was the one that like had the heart attack but survived and is a miracle, walking miracle. So Peter had a work conference in a hotel in Orlando. So Eric's mom went with him, and then Sunday we woke up really early and we drove to Orlando to have breakfast with his mom. We went shopping. She spent entirely too much money on Eli and on us. She got Eric's entire baby shower outfit. He got like a shirt and a pair of pants. And then Eli, she got him so much. First of all, she came with clothing from her shopping experiences without us, then proceeded to shop for more things. And we went to downtown Disney and we walked around. It was so hot. I don't know why I've been exposed to so much heat lately, but it's not good for me. It's just not. My fingers were so swollen. And like, again, I didn't feel faint or woozy. I was drinking a ton of water. Like, I was very hydrated. I put sunscreen. I have sunscreen. I have face lotion that has SPF in it. So I had sunscreen on my face, but like, it was so hot. There was not a cloud in the sky. And downtown Disney, or whatever, Disney Springs, whatever. It's downtown Disney. It had like no coverage. It was so hot. Not a single breeze. When you stood in the shade, it was nice, but when you stood like out in the sun, you felt like you were literally under a magnifying glass and you wanted to die. So it was very hot, but we went shopping and we got snacks every once in a while. And then she took Eric and I to dinner at this place that we really love. If you've ever been to Disney World, there's a hotel called the Swan and Dolphin. It has two sides, the Swan and the Dolphin. And in the Swan side of the hotel, I've never stayed there before, but I've eaten at this restaurant once before when Eric and I were still dating, and they took us back then. It's called Il Molino, and it's this really good Italian restaurant, and Peter couldn't join us for dinner because he had to have some like fancy schmancy dinner with like the bigwigs that he was working with at the conference. But like, he was so jealous of our dinner because like they went to this steakhouse that like wasn't good, but we went to Il Molino and had like the best Italian food ever. And then after we finished dinner, the Swan and Dolphin Hotel is right next to like the Disney boardwalk. So we were walking on the boardwalk and we got dessert. Eric got ice cream and his mom and I split a slice of cake from this bake shop. And the cake is like the size of your head. It was amazing. It was a great day. We had so much fun. Eli literally will never have to buy any clothes well, obviously he's a baby. He doesn't have to buy anything. But like, he won't need a new outfit until he's like 17. So we have like all these clothes for him, and she also gave us a fan that Eric's grandma didn't end up using. She had it new in the box, and so we're gonna see if we want to put that in the nursery just to have like a nicer updated fan. But yeah, that was Sunday. So we got home at like 10 o'clock and I was wiped. Like we got to Disney, or not Disney, but we got to Orlando at like 9:30 in the morning. So we had been going since like we woke up, drove the hour and a half or whatever it was, did like breakfast, shopping, went to dinner, walked around some more, and then drove home, and then I worked today. So I'm pretty tired, but I'm really excited to be working on this canvas, and I actually feel like I might finish this section if I can get my act together during this whip and chat. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll get really close. That I know. So yeah, that was this weekend, which was a lot of fun, and then I already told you all of my fun work things. I don't think I had. Was there anything else that I wanted to tell you? Told you guys about the mural. Had to do that first because it was very important. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about work like coming up. So last Thursday I told you I went to that recruitment event. This Saturday coming up, so I guess that's the 18th maybe, I have to work a Saturday event on campus for like 3 hours. So I have to do a Saturday event. Then I have an event Monday in Sarasota. This is like next week. Monday I go to Sarasota. Tuesday I go to Lakeland. And then Wednesday I have an on-campus event. I'm going to be so tired. But it should be fun. I mean, it is kind of fun. Like I haven't gone out recruiting in so long because like I'm like the boss of the recruiters now, so it's like I don't go out as much. But because my coworker went on maternity leave, I've been kind of filling in for her while she's gone. So my other coworker doesn't have to do all of it by herself. So she's doing more of the stuff like advising on campus, and then I'm the one that's going out. And again, if I didn't feel good, if this pregnancy was like sucking and I felt sick all the time, I would probably have to figure it out. But I feel so good. Like I feel so good, and I'm happy to help. And it's kind of nice to kind of go out and do it again because I haven't done it in a while, and I get to like, actually the event that I went to last Thursday, I saw a recruiter there that I used to recruit with constantly. Like he works for a different school, but we would always be at the same events and hospitals together. And so we developed like a friendship, and I hadn't seen him in years. Like it's so funny. Like we both obviously look way older. It's been like 10 years. But like he had like gray hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, is that you? And we were just like talking, and like he didn't know I was pregnant. So I was like telling him, because I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And he's like, no way. So we were just like having a blast. And I was like, I do kind of miss this a little bit. Don't miss 2-hour drives in the car, but I do miss, hanging out and like talking to students and just chatting it up with the other recruiters. And it's fun. It was fun. On the day that I go to Lakeland next week, I actually have to stop by my friend's grandma's house because my friend Samantha, she lives up in Georgia. She's like one of my oldest best friends in the whole wide world. Like I've known her since like, I think when she was in 7th grade and I was in 8th grade. And she has a 1-year-old little girl, and she has some hand-me-downs for me. And her grandmother recently visited her up in Georgia for her baby's first birthday back in August. And so when her grandma went up, she picked up a bunch of stuff for me because she lives in she lives between Tampa and Orlando. And since I'm going to be in Lakeland for an event next week, I'm going to drive over to my friend Samantha's grandma's house and pick up a bunch of stuff that she's giving me. She's giving me like a bouncer, like one of those chairs that bounce. She's giving me one of those. It's like a baby Bjorn bouncer. It's apparently very bougie, and she was like, just take it. She's giving me a play mat that's also supposed to be bougie. She's giving me a couple of her like, the the baby monitor that I want to get is called the Nanit. And the Nanit, instead of it, like, if you've ever heard of the Owlet is like a sock that you put on the baby's foot and it records their like breathing and sleep habits. The Nanit does something very similar, but instead of it being a sock on the foot, it's like a band that goes across the belly. It has the belly band has all of these like little black checker squares on it. And when the camera reads the belly band, it can read the breathing patterns based on the movement of the geometric shapes on the band. And so she had a ton of extra belly bands that she was sending me. And then, she's also giving me her baby, like her newborn bath. She has like one of those like little bath for newborns, that goes inside of your tub. And I can't remember what else. A bunch of clothes. I mean, she had a girl and I'm having a boy, but she preferred to have like a lot of gender neutral clothes. And so a lot of the stuff she's giving me is like, not like, it's not girly at all. It's very like gender neutral. One of the things that I'm the most excited about, like I am so excited. She's giving me, like she bought Amelia, her daughter, one of those like full blown like bear onesies, like the one where it has like the hood with the ears and it's super fuzzy and like whatever. I'm like, I will probably only be able to put him in it for 5 seconds because Florida is deathly hot, but I will take so many pictures of him in that thing. Oh my gosh, he's literally gonna look like a little bear. And I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream. So yeah, so I have to pick all of that up next week from her grandmother. So I should probably text her to remind her that soon. Just be like, hey, she's good with me like dropping by in the middle of the day. Which I'm sure she already told her. But that's all next week work stuff. What else did I want to tell you guys? Oops, where's my mouse? We talked about my doctor's appointments coming up, which is exciting. Oh, and then I've mentioned this before, but again, in case you haven't seen my other Whip and Chats or whatever, all of my Wednesday videos. Next Monday, October 20th, is my virtual baby shower, which is being hosted by Carra, the principal painter, Michaela from Michaela Renee, Courtney from Diamonds Are Girl's Best Friend, and Michelle, one of my fantastic subscribers. They all got together and decided they wanted to throw me a virtual baby shower, and so I am so incredibly thankful for them for that. And it's going to be on Carra, her Monday Night Live. So the Principal Painters channel, Monday, October 20th, 6 p.m. Central Time or 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will put all the details in the description box below if you want to join that day and just watch us have fun. And I'm going to be unboxing a bunch of the gifts that you guys and all of our subscribers have given me, which again, the pile is huge, and I'm like so grateful to you guys for everyone who's been sending things. Like I can't wait to talk to Eli about it when he's older enough to like understand and be like, do you know how many people loved you before you were even here? Like so many people wanted you to have these nice things to like enjoy your small time, you know what I mean? Like when you were little itty bitty, like so many people were so excited to like welcome you to the world, and like I can't wait to tell him all about you guys. But yeah, so that shower is on Monday, virtual on Carra's live, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And again, no pressure. You do not have to buy me anything at all to come to the shower. You can just come and play games with us and have fun. Eric will be there too to unbox things with me, and I'm just super blessed and grateful for this community and all the friends that I've made. On screen, off screen. You guys genuinely, this community is like too good. It's too good. It's too good. So I just wanted to shamelessly plug that in case you do want to come, because it is Monday night. I'm pretty sure all of her lives are automatically recorded and then they post. So even if you do miss it, you can still go back and watch it. So you can still have fun with us, even if like you're working or you're busy that day and you can't come. Like just watch the replay. It'll be fun, I'm sure. So yeah, those are the major life updates. I know I kind of hard deviated from diamond painting because I was like super excited to talk about Eli and his room and stuff. But I wanted to check in, like, how are we all doing after the Halloween drop? Are we alive? Are we broke? Are we poor? Are we crying? Are we safe? Did you get nothing? Did you get only one thing? How are we feeling? How are we doing? I personally heavily participated in the Halloween drop. There were just so many good ones. I did end up picking up quite a few things, and I will tell you what those are. My box hasn't shipped yet, so I don't know when it's going to be here, but once it gets here, I'll definitely do an unboxing video for you guys, which is ironic because I was just telling you guys how I'm probably going to only unbox one thing at a time from now on, and then boom, they drop a Halloween set of 30 canvases, and I buy like 5. So all of the Halloween canvases I will be unboxing together, so it'll be like an old style video where I just kind of show the canvases and talk about it, but on the regular from now on, it'll be one canvas at a time. But when there's big drops like Black Friday, Halloween, hopefully they do a Christmas one, I don't know. When any of those things happen, I'm just going to do them all at once because I feel like everybody is excited about the drop. So it's nice to see all of the canvases you picked from that particular release. But yeah, so I picked up, let's see, I never remember the names of them. I just picture them in my head. I got the Witch Kitty Brew by Jeremiah Kettner. That one was so cute. I had to get it. The colors are perfect. I love the image. I love the big kitty and all the other little critters that are in the picture. It's just so perfect. I'm really, Jeremiah Kettner is starting to grow on me as an artist, and I'm super into like a lot of his stuff. I don't want to say he's like top for me, but like when it hits hard for me. Like I'm like, it's either a must have or I don't need it. It's very in between like that. I got Sweet Seance by Catriona Crehan or the Font Diva. I think that kit is so cute. It's the one with the two witches and the little crystal ball with like the flowers. The colors are so good. The size is great. I think both of those kits are round. I'm obsessed. Then I got Cozy Autumn by Rita Konya or Aria Illustration. Again, I like, let me know in the comments if you literally think I should do a video of just covering all of the canvases I have that look just like that one. A girl in a chair with a book and some cats and other pets with a window and a bookshelf. I think I have like 5 at this point. I have a disease, okay? I have a disease. I don't know what to tell you. Don't feel bad for me. Just know that I know it. Just know that I know it. But yeah, so I picked up that one. It's beautiful. I picked up Jet in the Pumpkin Patch by Peggy Collins, that cute black cat that's like coming out of the pumpkins. I love that so much. And I'm not gonna commit to it because I'm scared, but I'm kind of wanting to rechart a little bit of the cat to make it look like Kovu, because Kovu is pretty much an all black cat, except he has like a little cream filled center white part here, and then he's got some white on his face and on his forehead. So I'm like, yes, it's a round draw picture, but because the background is black, it will almost kind of blend it in better. I think like if I just change some of the black with white, I think it'll still look good because it's like fur. So like the white having the black behind it, I don't think will look terrible. I might put a couple drills down, and if it actually does look terrible, I'll just not do it. But if it doesn't look terrible, I could literally make that cat look like Kovu, because Kovu is a long hair. And it like, I hope it works out, because that would be so cute. I got that one. Mystery Kit number 94, Autumn Cozy by Mary Gonasuli. I am very confident that I know what that image is, and I hope it's the one I think it is, because my God, it is gorgeous. And then I also, because I was already purchasing a lot of things, and I was like, why not? I picked up the Mini Dazzle Star Wars, because I really wanted it. I really, really wanted it. So I picked that up too. I wasn't super in love with the Harry Potter ones. They were just kind of a little weird to me, the way they did the people. Like the way the people were drawn, like Hermione and Harry and whatever. They looked just like a little stick figure-y and weird. But the Star Wars ones were epic. So I was like, I knew when those released midweek, I was like, oh, I pray they don't sell out before Halloween, because I really want to grab those during the weekend that I'd buy for the Halloween drop. So there's that. So yeah, that's everything that I bought during the Halloween release weekend, which was just last weekend. Let me see. Last weekend on Sunday, I posted episode 3 of Drill Worthy. I will have it linked in my description box if you want to check it out. For October/Halloween spooky season, Eric and I decided to highlight a more like dark fantasy artist. So we picked Ines Guerrero, and oh my gosh, like I was not originally a huge like dark art Ines Guerrero fan. But when we did a deep dive on her and like really looked into her artwork and other pieces that she's done like on her Instagram and stuff, Eric and I were like, oh, this is so good. We created a whole romantasy book series about her, her artwork. So yeah, definitely check out that video. It's a lot of fun. Eric and I always have so much fun filming those videos. Like I can't even explain to you those videos. Okay. Whip-in chats like these do not feel like work to me at all. It's like I'm just chilling with my homies and catching up with you guys. Whip-in chats don't feel like work. Drill-worthy episodes do not feel like work. If you're like, what is Drill-worthy? Basically, Drill-worthy is a series that I came up with where we find artists in the wild. It could be an artist that's already with a diamond painting company, or it could be a new artist that we just found randomly that is not associated with diamond painting whatsoever. And Eric and I both each pick 5 canvases. Well, they're not canvases yet. We each pick 5 pieces of art from that artist, and we analyze them to decide how they would look as a diamond painting. And like, would it be round or square? Would it be a big painting or a small painting? Where would we put enhancement drills? Why do we feel like it would make a good diamond painting? You know, we go through all of that for all 10 images. And then at the end of the episode, when we finish the video, I submit our selections to Diamond Art Club licensing. So I just feel like it's a really cool way to like learn more about the artists that we love artwork from, whether they're diamond painting artists or not. And, just explore deeper into their art and giving that artist exposure. I mean, that's like so important to me, is like giving so much credit where credit is due, where these artists are like making this incredible artwork and like we're getting to diamond paint it. And like the more we send to licensing, the more likely it might get actually turned into a diamond painting. So again, if you guys end up liking any of the pictures that we send them too. Don't think that just because we sent them, you can't. Everybody send them, because then it's definitely something that they might kind of consider more than if just like 1 or 2 people want it. But yeah, we had such a blast filming that episode, and it was just like, it was great. So yeah, Ines Guerrero was our highlighted individual this month, or that artist. And then, yeah, we kind of already talked about it, but really my goals for like this next 2 weeks is to finish this canvas. I don't know if I'll finish the Indigenous collection canvas, but I definitely want to get a couple sections done on it. Like, I want to make good progress on it. And then in November, my plans are to hopefully work on the tea party again, and then also kit up and work on a Christmas/winter themed kit for November and December. And then I'll have that same amount of time to finish the tea party. And then I have a set of mini dazzles like being worked on right now that I took to Alaska with me. It's the National Park series, and I have 2 weddings to go to. One's at the end of October and one is 2 weeks later in the middle of November. So I'm planning to save that project for my vacation, because I really do think between the 2 weddings, I will finish that entire set. And then I'm pretty much caught up on my WIPs for the most part. And then in 2026, like we talked about, I think I'm going to kit up Mother and Child finally and like work on that one. And then I'll probably put out a vote for you guys to pick 2025 first kit of 2025. We'll have a vote for that. That's where I'm at right now with diamond painting. Man, I really wanted to get this section done before the video ended, but I don't think I'm gonna, because I just can't stop gabbing. Let me at least finish this color. I only have a couple more drills, and then we're gonna do question of the day. We love question of the day. Okay, 2 more. Let's go. 1 and 2. Okay, I got close, but I'll definitely finish the section when I stop filming. But it's already like 9:30, and got to start thinking about taking a shower. I think Eric went to the gym. I didn't hear the door, but he said goodbye to me before I started filming, because he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to use the restroom and head out." So he's so happy. By the way, I can't remember when I mentioned this, but he is no longer gimpy. He's not in a sling anymore. Did I drop a drill? No. Oh, yep, I did. He's not in a sling anymore. He's doing great. The cortisone shot actually worked. So when we left the doctor's office last Sunday, we didn't think it worked because it wasn't kicking in immediately. But then like he woke up the next day and he went from only being able to move his arm from here to like all the way like up here. And it's gotten better every day. And so he did not work out at all last week, his upper body. He just walked. He walked on the treadmill in the garage. And so he's been dying to go to the gym. So I was like, you can go, but you're not allowed to lift like what you were lifting 2 weeks ago. You need to like ease yourself into it. Did he listen to me? I don't know. We'll find out when he gets home, but I hope he did. So anyway, that's where he is. But question of the day. The question of the day. Okie dokie. What number do we want? I can't just use my DMC number because the sticker doesn't say the number. Let's do number... Is there any fun numbers on the canvas here? Ooh, 741. That's the number of one of the AB drills. 741. Oh, wrong direction. 741. What is something in life you really have an appreciation for that most people don't? Good question. If you guys feel like answering the question in the comments, please feel free to do so. Do not feel pressured if you don't feel comfortable, but if you want to, feel free. The question again is, what is something in life you really have an appreciation for that most people don't? That last part is what gets me, that most people don't. Okay. I'm saying this because I was actually talking to one of my coworkers about this today at work. I have a huge appreciation for being an only child. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's other only children that enjoy being an only child, but like so many times Eric and I have been told like, you can't have just one kid. You have to have more. He's going to want a brother or a sister. He's going to be so lonely. Wham. And I'm like, okay, first of all, back off. Don't tell me what to do. Second of all, I'm an only child and I friggin' loved it. I got all of my parents' attention, or at least my mom's. I made a lot of friends who felt like family to me. Like, I have so many friends that I consider like essentially brothers and sisters. I had sleepovers all the time. All my friends would come over to my mom's house. My mom would feed everybody. We would do homework together. We would do sleepovers. Like, I never felt like I lost companionship because I was an only child. Granted, I know that there are some only children out there that are sad that they didn't have a sibling because they wished they had like a built-in best friend. But like, I made my own friends. Like, I was cool with that. I loved having alone time. Like, I am like literally the definition of an introverted extrovert. Like, I can turn it on, but I can turn it off, and I can match people's energy like the best of them. Like, if I'm with somebody who is quiet and wants to sit and read and doesn't really want to talk, I'm down. If I'm with someone who's like, let's go dance, party, and jump around, I can be that too. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like the best way I've heard it described with introverts and extroverts is like how you recharge your social battery determines what type of person you are. If being out and about with people charges your social battery, then you're an extrovert. If being alone and quiet and like to yourself is how you recharge your social battery, you're an introvert. I am an introvert in that sense. Like, if I'm like, there's definitely a point where I've had too much peopling and I need to like be alone with my diamond painting and my YouTube video, or listening to an audiobook, or watching TV, or like, and again, someone being next to me also being quiet, like coexisting, that does not bother me. But if that person is constantly like asking me questions, wanting to know what the weather is, asking that all, I'm like, leave me alone. So like, growing up as an only child, I really just enjoyed that space. Like, I really loved like going to school, seeing all my friends, going to parties, having sleepovers, going to the beach on the weekends, like living the best life I could as a teenager. But then I would go home and I would go to my room and I would do my homework and I would watch my television and I wouldn't come out of my room. And again, I was very close with my mom. Me and my mom never had that weird like I hate you phase. So like, you know, I would always eat dinner with my parents. I would always like talk about my day. I was never like that weird angsty teenager that like wouldn't. The only time I got like weird and angsty is when they like made me come out for company. Like, if we had company over for dinner, my mom would make me eat dinner with everybody and I had to stay through dessert. And then if I asked permission to be excused, like she would give me permission like after I spent the evening with everybody. That was kind of exhausting because I was basically entertaining adults, which is something that only children do a lot. They tend to hang around a lot of adults. But I loved it. So something in life you have an appreciation for that most people don't, being an only child. I am so excited to have Eli. Obviously, I can't predict the future. I can't say for certain that he is going to be an only child, but if I have anything to do about it, and if Eric has anything to do about it, we intend for him to be our only child. Now, again, if I have another baby, I love you. I'm telling you that right now. If you're watching this, I love you. It's not that I don't want you. It's that just in my mind, like, I had such a good experience being an only child, and I've watched, you know, again, I've watched people who they're like, my sibling is my best friend. And then I've also seen people where they just don't have a relationship with their siblings, or it's a bad relationship. And, you know, in this day and age, with the way the world is and how expensive things are, like, I like the idea of being able to pour all of my resources into one person, like giving him the best of everything that I can possible and not having to split that. You know what I mean? Like thinking about like getting them ready for if they want to go to college, or if they want to go to trade school, or like if they need a car, or like, I don't know that in today's day and age, like it's possible to have two and not be someone that's just like making a ton of money, like a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be like making it to be able to like successfully give that perfect life that you want to give to your family. And again, everyone's version of that is different, but like, I was raised in an environment where like there wasn't a lot of money knowledge and not good habits with money. And so I've always been very strict about that with myself. And I knew that whenever I had a kid, I wanted to make sure that like I could give them everything I wanted to, but I was able to afford that. Like, I wasn't living above my means. And I feel like if I had 2 children or more, I would potentially struggle with that, because I would want to give them everything, but it would be harder because it's more expensive because there's 2. Does that make sense? Or more, whatever. Anyways, that was very long-winded, but I just wanted to tell you that if you're an only child and you love that, I love it too, and I'm with you, but I don't think a lot of people appreciate that. So again, let me ask the question again for you guys in the comments. What is something in life you really have an appreciation for that most people don't? Let me know in the comments what that means for you. What do you appreciate that you feel like not a lot of people do appreciate? For me, it's being an only child and having an only child. I'm really excited about it. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining me for today's Whip and Chat. I've had so much fun catching up with you guys. I have so much happening in the next couple weeks. So next week's Whip and Chat, hopefully I'll be working on a different campus. Hopefully this one's done, right? Like, hopefully this one's not my whip next week. But we'll see. We'll see. Life has a way of flowing and ebbing. So anywho, I hope you have a really great rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!